There was a time, I think, either in this life or the last loop, where everything made sense, or at least seemed to. Maybe I was one of them back then, just another suit-bound pawn in waiting, being molded, groomed, pressed into shape like cold beef through a corporate meat grinder, smiling while they tagged me with a barcode. They told me I had options: follow the family legacy or pave my own path. But the destination was always the same: servitude, controlled labor, civilized slavery masked with polite jargon and patriotic pageantry. I used to believe I was free. God, that makes me sick now. Handing over percentages of my labor like a fool, funding rituals and decisions made behind soundproof glass, paying to be watched, paying to be poisoned, paying interest on numbers that don't exist, to banks that don't die, for reasons I was never meant to understand. But I followed orders, because that's what I was supposed to do. Even then, even in the fog, something sparked beneath my skull. Within the mechanical routine of my dying body, there was an itch, and I had to scratch. I can't pinpoint the exact moment, but I noticed something was off. The pattern I was so used to seeing, feeling, living was interrupted. The system had blinked. The simulation flickered. It started with school. Why the same cycles? Why force algebra on every kid until they can recite functions they'll never use? Why rehearse the same historic myths up to a clean cutoff right before the real bloodshed began? Why teach obedience under the guise of adulthood? If we are being groomed to be adults, why do we have to raise our hand or permission to speak? Why bells? If I'm knowledgeable enough to solve algebraic equations, I'm pretty damn sure I'm able to tell what time my next class starts. And seriously, a steam bell? Is this a teaching facility or a textile mill? Honestly, what's the fucking difference? Why did that damn bell control us like rats in a lab? None of it ever made sense. And no, that's just how it is not a fucking answer. That's a command. That's a verbal leash. And let me tell you this: school doesn't teach freedom. It teaches compliance. It comes from a dead empire whose true name's been erased. Its ruins picked clean by knights who swapped swords for ink and puppetry. Nazis, papal control, pick your decade. The players change masks, but not methods. You think college makes you smarter? It sharpens the blade you'll eventually use on yourself. Higher education is just advanced programming, written in debt and sealed with a degree-shaped brand. You think it's a ticket, it's a tag. You're owned, you're processed, you are not graduating, you are being licensed. You parrot your professor's opinions, then pay for the privilege. To what degree, indeed? People defend this madness because they've staked their identity on it. Their ego can't afford to be wrong, so they rewrite history, their own history, like the media does every week. And then suddenly, the same people who laughed at you for speaking the truth last year act like they invented it today. Fake, plastic, people, NPCs. And let's not forget the irony of what really makes me tick. Everyone wants justice for past slavery while ignoring the chains wielded around their ankles right now. You should be grateful your ancestors made it over here. Your idea of oppression might change after growing up in a third world country. And I'm not just picking on blacks. Every race has tasted the whip. But now the human race has become enslaved, not with the steel of the old world. The cage is now digital, psychological, invisible, voluntary. Modern America, land of the free-range cattle, home of the programmed. When you finally see it for what it is, something cracks, part of you dies, your brain panics. It purges corrupted files to make room for truth, but sometimes it deletes too much. I don't remember my family, or if I ever had one. There are faces that float up sometimes, blurred like oil on water. They say they know me. They use names I don't recognize. Smile like I should. That's how I know to be careful. Familiarity is the most dangerous feeling. It's the bait. Anyone could be a handler, a plant, an echo. The only ones I trust are the ones I see daily, and even then, I stay alert. Just because they're near doesn't mean they're safe. It just means they haven't activated yet. Same goes for me. Most days, I don't even want to be associated with myself, whoever that is.